And now he says if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, oh, I don't want your support. You're a weakling.
I love how white people do this whole fucking thing every time, you know, somebody's like, hey, systemic racism still exists. And they go, well, what more do you want? You had a black president.
Yep.
Are you fucking crazy?
They feel like they say that like it means that racism can't exist.
These redistricting maps, like take to the state of...
So I just saw Jessica Tarlov cook 4 Republicans in a 1v4 on Fox, and it went just as beautiful as you'd expect.
Jessica, why not have the 2 Democratic governors embrace this federal fraud?
Well, he did. Rewind the tape, not fast forward, back to April of this year. They had a big press conference. California prosecutors worked for Gavin Newsom, busted a hospice fraud ring, $267 million in fraud. They were doing that without the administration. Jesse says, well, why doesn't Gavin do this himself? Why doesn't he open up the books? Why doesn't he care about the fraud? You have the $267 million. California submitted a 60-page, quote-unquote, integrity action plan in February to the federal government, has gotten no response. They've been reaching out to the federal government for details on the widespread fraud and have gotten no response.
That's not true.
Yes, it is true.
He's buying the BS he's selling, Jessica. They said just document the payments are legit, and he can't do it.
Here are 3 facts that you cannot refute.
He messed up.
Newsom signed hospice licensing moratorium in 2021. The Trump administration replicated it in 2026. The Trump administration even praised Newsom's crackdown on EBT fraud. They had an 80% drop. The Undersecretary, Patrick Penn, said, it's one of those good news stories we want to promote. And then there is the elephant in the room, which is that Donald Trump has either commuted the sentences of or pardoned people who have defrauded American people through the Medicare and Medicaid system to the tune of almost $2 billion. So they want us to take RFK Jr. seriously or Donald Trump when they talk about fraud, and they're pardoning the fraudsters themselves. That reeks to me.
These healthcare programs.
That reeks to me. Got him. Good work, Jessica, as always.
We all know, you and me both know, that someone born here to illegal immigrant parents is not an American. And that's one of the biggest things about Donald Trump that I really did vote for, was finally telling people, hey, Eduardo, your kid is not American. And so I don't get why people have like this issue about it when a lot of Americans would not hold the same like hubris towards people born in their own home, let alone America. So
you're talking about whether or not birthright citizenship is legal? Is that what you're talking about?
No. If you look at Executive Order 14160, Donald Trump is, that's the executive order. Donald Trump is effectively saying that all persons, anyone born to in America and subject to the jurisdiction of America is a United States citizen. The problem is, if you come here illegally, are you really subject to
right? So you're talking about birthright citizenship, correct?
Yes.
My point, right?
Yes,
which is what I asked. So
yes.
Again, I support birthright citizenship. If you don't, I guess that's just your prerogative. I mean, I think that really is that. It's not going anywhere. You can try your executive order all you want. You go to court, you're not going to be successful. So good luck to you.
The problem is, though, is that Donald Trump's not removing birthright citizenship. He's removing birthright citizenship from those that aren't American.
Constitution is clear, my friend. Anybody that is born on U.S. soil is someone that is an American citizen. So if you're against the Constitution, which most conservatives are, then that's really kind of how that works.
That's not what the 14th Amendment says, though.
What does it say?
It says, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. If you're an illegal immigrant who was not vetted through legal channels or legal means, how were you subject to America's jurisdiction?
The word is all.
Don't even know you're here.
The words is all persons. And at the end of the day, the jurisdiction is in the United States. So, look, you guys can argue that all you want. There was a court case decided in the 1800s in which this laid it out very clear. Yeah, and I look forward, and I look forward to you guys making those arguments in court and losing, because you guys will.
Well, no, Wong Kim Ark's mother was a legal permanent resident, so she wasn't an illegal immigrant. So that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but the 14th Amendment says nothing about whether someone is a citizen of the United States, because if you look at the Constitution, there are many instances in which they use the word citizens, in which they use the words persons. Persons is very clear that any person in the United States is eligible for birthright citizenship. That's exactly what the 14th Amendment has been granting.
So then why would they write and subject to the jurisdiction thereof? Why wouldn't they just remove that and just say all persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens? That would be a very easy thing to write down.
Because they're being very specific about just the laws of the United States, period. So somebody that's inside of the jurisdiction, so which is the borders of the United States, is someone that fits the definition of all persons.
The issue is, though, is that by saying all persons born in the United States, that naturally already means someone that is in the jurisdiction of the United States, which is the borders of the United States.
Any person that's in U.S. soil, that's born on U.S. soil, is an American citizen. Period. That's just how it is. And like I said, you guys, it is what it says. And the thing is that you guys can go and argue this as much as you want, but I don't think you'll be very successful. So I guess you'll see where that works out for you.
In what way? Has there been any other Supreme Court cases that have said that illegal immigrant children are Americans? Wong Kim Ark's case is not the same because Wong Kim Ark's parents were legal residents of the United States. That doesn't make sense. And then Plyer v. Doe doesn't even talk about illegal immigrant parents. It only talks about, do illegal immigrant children get an education, which they decided yes. So this entire thing,
brother, any person that is inside of the borders of the United States is subject to the laws of the United States. A person that is here that is not illegal is not a sovereign citizen. For example, if somebody is an illegal immigrant and they commit a crime here, they're subject to the jurisdiction of the laws of the United States. The point is that if they are born here, if they are here, they're subject to the laws of the jurisdiction of the United States. That's how that works.
The problem is, though, jurisdiction's a two-part test. We both know this. Like, for example, right, you can be a Canadian citizen but not be in Canada. Canada still has jurisdiction over you. The same way if I went to Canada as an American citizen, America still has jurisdiction over me. So jurisdiction just
wait. What do you mean by that? Break that down.
For example, in the United States of America, no matter where I'll use America, great example of this. America is one of those nations where no matter where you go on earth, no matter how much money you make outside of America, you are still subject to income taxes. This proves that jurisdiction...
That's completely irrelevant. That's completely irrelevant to the point.
No, it isn't, because this would prove that... This proves that jurisdiction's a two-part test. It's where you're physically located and what allegiance you hold.
This is ridiculous. See, first off, no, because when we're talking about something in which someone that all persons born in the United States subject to the jurisdiction of the laws of the United States. Like I said earlier, if you're someone that's an illegal immigrant that commits a crime here, you're subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. Period. Full stop.
But we both know jurisdiction's a two-part test.
So wait a second. So if an illegal immigrant goes and shoots someone on Fifth Avenue, have they committed a crime?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's illegal in the United States of America.
So if they're in the United States, they're subject to the laws of the jurisdiction of the United States, correct?
Because they're physically within it, yes, but they have no legal rights whatsoever.
You just proved it. So you just proved
taking out the trash versus prosecutions are two different things.
Don't run from this now.
We both know this. Come on now.
Don't run from this now. Don't try to talk over me now because you realize what you just said.
You
realize what you just said. You just said that because someone is here, they are subject to the laws and they have to follow them in the United States. You just said that. That was your own argument. So the point is that someone that is born here that is inside of they are subject to all of the laws of the United States. And that includes that all persons born here are considered American citizens because they would follow the jurisdiction of the United States.
So let me ask you this question. I have a pregnant wife right now and she walks into your house and has the kid on your couch. Does that make it your kid?
No. I want to say focus on the example that I just gave.
Born in your house.
Excuse me. That's a completely stupid example. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
It's one of the best examples you can probably put up.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
All because it's born in your house.
Excuse me. Stop. Don't talk over me.
Come on now.
Because the point is, and look, I get why you would want to try to change the subject. You just made the argument about somebody that is in the United States that commits a crime. If that happens, they're subject to the laws and they have to follow them in the United States. That is the jurisdiction of the laws of the United States. So all persons born within the United States have to follow those laws. And that means that if they're born on U.S. soil, that is the jurisdiction that they're in, they get citizenship. That full stop is the point.
So does the United States have jurisdiction over me when I leave the United States?
Brother, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yes, it does. 100%.
Nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yes, it does. So if the United States ends their jurisdiction the moment I step out of the United States of America, then there'd be no issue with me not paying income taxes when I make money in like Canada
That
or
has
Italy.
nothing to do with what we're talking about.
In what way
Nothing
or
to
shape
do
or
with
form?
it.
Jurisdiction is a two-part test.
Because
You know
the
this.
point is that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Do we prosecute people for having the wrong nationality in the United States of America?
What?
Again, jurisdiction is a two-part test. You need to be physically in an area and have an allegiance to a nation to have a jurisdictional, to have jurisdiction in an area. In America, we do not prosecute you because of your nationality. When you commit a crime, we prosecute you because of where you were when you committed the crime. That's how we know that jurisdiction is a two-part test. Has anyone gotten arrested?
That is a completely made up thing. Because you made up the fact that your allegiance is what determines citizenship for whenever someone is born here. Nothing says that. You completely made that up because there is no difference when it comes to the jurisdiction of the United States when it comes to one that is born here or one that commits a crime here. The jurisdiction just simply excuse me.
Man, shut the fuck up.
The jurisdiction just simply means that you are bound to follow the laws of the United States of America. Period. That's what that means.
So then why aren't the children of foreign dignitaries covered underneath the 14th Amendment if just being within the United States of America covers
because diplomats alone have a different set of status when they're in the United States. They are seen as different when they're in the United States. So like their
jurisdiction is their nationality, not their physical presence. Exactly.
Because in the instance of diplomats, for example, they have diplomats.
I tell you what, right side is always even funnier listening to one of you weak motherfuckers in the chat crying like you fucking smart or some shit. Or like you know what the fuck we need. Shut your bitch ass up and sit back and get this medicine, ho.
Passports, they're here for diplomatic reasons. They're seen as, they've always been viewed as different when it comes to this. But when it comes to everyone else outside of dignitaries, it is those people that are born here, that are in the United States, that are then subject to the laws. Diplomats
the
are
only
not.
reason why they're not allowed.
Wait a second.
Go ahead.
Diplomats are not considered people that are under the jurisdiction of the United States. That's why you cannot prosecute.
Motherfuckers want to talk about slavery. And it's 2026. Fuck you, bitch. What about your fucking punk ass motherfucking president? Talk about something current, bitch. And I'm not going to sit in here and school you on the Republican Party at the time and the Democratic Party at the time. Go do your own research, bitch. We not thinking about nothing you talking about. You go eat some motherfucking pork dogs, bitch. We don't give no fucks. Don't come in here trying to make no fucking logic, bitch. You's an outsider. I'm letting you stay your hoe ass in here because we need the material that you putting out to prove that it's the white, uneducated motherfuckers who's Trump's core base. And you sound fucking dumb just like his core base. But we're going to get back to the motherfucking lecture at hand. You stupid motherfucker.
Diplomats for pretty much anything in America. They're basically immune to prosecution. That is not
right side of motherfucking stupidity.
The same for an illegal immigrant. They are not immune to prosecution. They have to follow the laws of the United States because they are physically within the legal jurisdiction of the United States.
The difference is, though, you just proved my point. A diplomat, a diplomat, foreign dignitary, whatever, their jurisdiction is predicated off of their nationality, not their physical location. So obviously jurisdiction is now a two-part test.
No.
If a foreign dignitary's
Yeah. K-Dog, this shit ain't about talking points for your side. Who gives a fuck? You motherfuckers ain't going nowhere with these people. You're not part of nothing but wearing red hats and looking fucking stupid. You broke bitches. If you was really, really in MAGA, you'd be at the Republican National Convention. But you ain't. Your ass sitting home in your trailer park with one motherfucking tank, a 125 tank motherfucking propane tank heating your whole motherfucking house. Your asses is broke. The motherfuckers online arguing is broke MAGA.
Jurisdiction is just wherever they are located. Then again, they are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States of America, and their kids would then be covered in such.
Let me ask you a question. Does a diplomat have diplomatic immunity?
Yes, because they're not under the
What is
jurisdiction of
diplomatic
America.
immunity?
Diplomatic immunity is the immunity to be prosecuted for crimes committed overseas because of your jurisdiction of not being your nationality.
They are immune to domestic prosecution.
Nah, bitch. Don't try to act like you ain't MAGA now. Y'all see how listen, it's a good sector of you motherfuckers all of a sudden they're saying, I'm not MAGA, I'm a Republican. Nah. Don't act like you separating from MAGA now, motherfucker.
In the United States. Does an illegal immigrant have diplomatic immunity?
So all Republicans dumb? Is that what y'all telling me? It's not just MAGA? All Republicans is fucking dumb? I don't believe that. I refuse to believe that everybody in the party is fucking dumb.
No.
Is an illegal immigrant ineligible for prosecution within the United States?
No, but prosecution
so that is
only
precisely,
one part of
and it's coming from MAGA, bitch.
So that is precisely my point. The point is that
I'm MAGA as fuck, son. Revenge of the nerds, bitch.
Diplomat is not physically within the legal jurisdiction of the United States when it comes to the realm of prosecution in terms of what laws are subject to or not. An illegal immigrant is within the laws of the United States. Those are two vastly different situations.
So then, wouldn't the children of foreign dignitaries then be covered by?
So how the fuck y'all get to Ellis Island then? Your own white motherfucker sold your ass into slavery. Why was y'all coming over here on them boats? Tens of thousands of motherfuckers clamored on one motherfucking boat. They got pictures of your ass on the boat, but they ain't got no picture of us. Tell me what the fuck is going on. Why was all them poor ass white people coming from Poland and the fucking Germany and all the motherfucking European nations that had a bunch of squalor over that bitch? Everybody's looked sad, oatmeal and slop and shit on the table. Y'all know all them fucking orphans and shit. Orphan trains. So miss me with the bullshit. Y'all motherfuckers came over here as slaves too, bitch. That's what Slavic mean. The Slavic people is Europeans, motherfucker. Slavic, slave. You better go do some fucking education, motherfucker. Came over this bitch with blankets wrapped around y'all ass to Ellis Island. Sending babies and shit on trains and on boats and shit with no motherfucking, and they might have been clones. So you need to shut the fuck up.
Just being within the jurisdiction of the United States of America?
No, because they follow the same status of a foreign diplomat. The family.
I didn't ask you, bitch. I told you right side of history. I ain't asked you shit. I told you your fucking people were slaves, motherfucker.
Of a diplomat follows the same things as well. At the end of the day, what I have said is that somebody that is born in the United States is within the legal realm of the United States, the jurisdiction of the United States per se. It's and to try to use
exactly serf, Slavic, all that shit means slave, motherfucker.
A diplomat, which is out of the jurisdiction of the United States, as you have confirmed yourself.
But they're within the borders of the United States.
So hold on. Who's this? Censored. Your soft ass coming in here talking about race baiter commie vibes. So listen to this, motherfucker. I didn't bring up race. It's always you insecure, insufficient, inferior motherfuckers who bringing up race. And I don't know why you bringing up race, because that's a fucking argument you can't win neither. Remember? Why y'all keep bringing up race? You can't fuck with me intellectually. You can't fuck with me historically. And you can't fuck with me genetically. So all of that shit you need to leave the fuck alone. Guaranteed that. You don't want to talk about race. You don't want to talk about genetics. And you don't want to talk about history with me, motherfucker. You better go talk about some Little House on the Prairie shit or some Confederate bullshit. But I guarantee you this. Those 3 topics you don't want to talk to me about, bitch, because I will have your ass nigga ready to end it all. You is fucking minuscule to me when it comes to genetics, motherfucker.
Should be within our jurisdiction then.
But they're immune to prosecution. They're immune to the law. They're immune legally to the laws of the United States.
Not because of their physical location.
Motherfucker said just grammatically. Hey, I make this shit sound like poetry. That's why you bitches is on here listening. Get in line.
No, they are immune because of their status as a diplomat.
Nationality?
No, they are immune because of their status as a diplomat. Because if you were to take away that diplomatic status, if you were to take away...
Because I'm reading the comments, motherfucker. That's why I'm talking about race. It's people on here talking about, you're an African soldier, anti-slavery, and all that. Shut the fuck up. So I'm going to respond. Yes, I am. If somebody's talking about race, then yeah, that's what we talking about now, because I'm responding to what the fuck you talking about. If you don't like it, shut your motherfucking mouth about race and we ain't got to talk about it. But if it's some shit you want to talk about, I'd be more than glad to school your ass, because I'm well-versed in all that shit. So y'all could control the motherfucking, what's going on in here. Y'all came here for this anyway. Why else would a bunch of Trumpers, Republicans, and fucking maggots be in the live stream that's telling you how fucking dumb you are and how intelligent you are and how Trump could piss on your fucking head and y'all would just get umbrellas and say, blame it on the rain, yeah, yeah. And it's a bunch of triggered dudes in here too. That's why they keep bringing up race, because you can't fuck with me politically, historically, or none of that shit. Y'all ain't talking about no fucking, y'all not even talking politics. Y'all keep trying to hurt my feelings. Bitch, you could never hurt my feelings. I ain't like you bitches, because all y'all feelings hurting here. Keep talking about the right and the left. And it ain't nothing but a bunch of hating ass white motherfuckers. That's it. Something happened on the left. But the Democrats. And guess what? All y'all motherfuckers look the same. All of you motherfuckers look and talk the same and think the same.
Their position as a diplomat, and you were to plop them on the soil of the United States and they commit a crime, they do not get diplomatic immunity. If someone is a diplomat from Germany and they come to the United States and they commit a crime, and then you go and you take away that person's diplomatic immunity,
don't worry,
you fire them as a diplomat, and they go commit that same crime in the United States, they are somebody that can be prosecuted. Those are two vast...
You know, there's something I've only heard black people say. Never heard a white person say this. Only black people. The truth shall set you free. I hear it in the I read it in the comments all the time from black folks. Sometimes daily. I never hear it from white folks. Haven't yet. And I realized something. A lot of white people are in bondage because of the lies of white supremacy. Because we deny and ignore our system and our culture of racism, our system and our culture of inequality, our system and our culture of white supremacy.
Right. You on here thinking you making fun. But it also showed that you was a fucking young kid in your motherfucking mind. That's what it shows. That you's a bitch. And that you support motherfuckers who hurt women and children. That's what it shows. It shows that all you bitches is Andrew Tates. At least potentially. That's what the fuck it shows. It shows that all you motherfuckers is Lex Wexner and Jeffrey Epstein and all these motherfuckers who look and smell just like your motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? Is doing a bunch of heinous shit with children. So it brings me to raise this motherfucking alarm on your ass because you's a vow. I'm starting to see a pattern throughout the whole jurisdiction of you motherfuckers. Now, I guess I'm racist because you and Andrew Tate like little motherfucking kids. Nah, bitch. You motherfuckers is foul. And I never hear none of you denounce pedophilia. I ain't never, out of my whole fucking time broadcasting, the last 6 months, I heard 2 fucking people on here that was self-proclaimed MAGA, and they denounce PDF shit and said, hey, if Trump is doing that. The proof is with all the testimony from these young ass girls that was children at the time, 12 years old, 11 years old, 8, 9 years old. That's the fucking proof. You think I'm gonna believe a lying motherfucker over some kids, innocent ass kids? Nah, something wrong with y'all. Yeah, something wrong with all you bitches.
We deny it, we deny it, we deny it, we ignore it, and we gaslight till more lies, gaslight until more lies. White people are in bondage. We are. And we will never be free until we can speak the truth.
Lying motherfuckers.
About that. Until we can acknowledge the truth and then take action against it. We will never have freedom. White people will always be in bondage. And
once again, Trump testified against Epstein. Bitch, no he didn't. He wasn't never on the fucking stand against Epstein, you lying bitch. Pull me up a fucking file that said Trump testified against Jeffrey Epstein. What Trump did was call the fucking police after they locked him up and said, I knew Jeffrey was doing that. Ain't that the most unpresidential voice you ever heard in your fucking life? We knew Jeffrey was doing that. I bet you did, bitch. You was doing it with him. Of course you knew what the fuck he was doing. Now, because I called the police on the motherfucker that I was doing a crime with, after he gets locked up, does that fucking exonerate me? No, bitch. Of course you knew everything he was doing. Bitch, you was doing it with him. You admitted it. We got digital motherfucking footage of you saying, audio footage of your ass saying that I hang out with Jeffrey Epstein. He's my best friend. We hang out with lots of ladies, and most of them are on the younger side. We don't want to hear that shit talking about proof. So what the fuck is wrong with you and Andrew Tate? How the fuck is you motherfucker millionaires and you can't get a grown ass woman? You don't want no big buns, big juicy ass. You want a little fucking kid how can you be aroused from that? Your fucking ass is sick. All y'all motherfuckers. Don't run away from this bitch now, MAGA. I see the numbers going down because I'm calling your bitch ass out.
anybody, no matter what color you are, anybody that lives out lies, anybody that lies about anything has just enslaved themselves, has just put themselves in a form of bondage. But look at Trump.
K-Dog, you want to talk about black on black crime? Let's talk about white on white crime. Let's talk about how many times you motherfuckers is killing your, you know what I'm saying, offing your own offspring and blame it on the black motherfucker. How many times we've been looking hell and high water for these motherfucking children there in your motherfucking backyard? How many motherfucking times y'all motherfuckers is you know, essaying your family members and shit? Abusing your family members, abusing women and children. It ain't just fucking Jeffrey Epstein and Trump. Andrew Tate. Motherfuckers who claim to be successful for some fucking mainstream weirdos. They some bitches.
Who can get along with Trump? Ass kissers, people that want his money, people that want his good graces, people that want to be part of his power, yeah. But who can really get along with Trump? Nobody. Look at his wife, Melania. Have you ever seen a more miserable human being? She's in a toxic relationship with a compulsive liar. Of course she's in hell. They both are in hell. You will never know peace until you speak the truth and the whole truth. Number one, if you lie to somebody that loves you, now you've betrayed them. Betrayal builds resentment. Resentment builds toxicity. Now you're in a dysfunctional, toxic relationship. you will never know peace until you speak the whole fucking truth 100% in your life.
You lying
You will
motherfucker.
never know peace. You will live in bondage until you learn to speak the truth. Period. End of story.
Make a quick video for the unfuckable dirt road trailer goblin incels. How you doing out there, MAGA cucks? What are you guys up to? You molesting some kids or just worshiping somebody that does? I'm sure it's one or the other, because you guys all pretty much seem to be kid fuckers. Pretty fucking gross and terrifying. Hope you get the necklace that you deserve. If I have anything to do with it, you fucking will. You all will. Oh man, you worship.
You want to talk about gangs that murder each other? You mean like the fucking United States going to kill, or Ukraine killing a whole bunch of motherfucking Russians, whatever. You talking about small time shit when we talking wars and motherfuckers is dying hundreds of thousands. Those are Europeans fighting Europeans, bitch. So you want to sit here and talk about street gangs? That's small level compared to wars, you dummy. And Europeans done killed motherfuckers all across the whole fucking globe under the banner of Christianity or wherever the fuck it was. But you need to shut the fuck up. You really need to shut the fuck up, because somebody folded your ass up real good and gave you a bunch of little small ass points. Bitch, we historians over here. I know history. And your history is rape, pillage, conquering, or not even fucking conquering, really fucking lying. You conquered the history books more than you conquered people. Bunch of lying motherfuckers.
A pedophile that shits his fucking diaper every day. A weakling ass pussy pedophile. Donald Trump is the biggest fucking weakling, cowardly piece of dog shit that is alive today. All his sons are pussies. Have you seen them? Have you seen his sons? You guys always talk about alpha males. Which one of these motherfuckers do you think is an alpha male? Barron or Don Jr. or Eric or maybe J.D. Vance?
A bunch of pussies.
Is it Mike Johnson? Which one of these boot-licking, Russian, treasonous, Russian asshole-licking, base model beta bitches do you guys think is a tough guy? It's so fucking funny. I want to watch you guys explain how you support this Iran deal. That doesn't open the Strait of Hormuz, that gives Iran control of the Strait of Hormuz, that lets Iran charge people to pass through the Strait of Hormuz and keep the money, that lets Iran keep their enriched uranium. And you dumb.
Shut up, K-Dog, because I can guarantee you this. You see a black man right now, bitch, you gonna walk the other way. You ain't gonna say shit. You ain't gonna ask no questions, but your little soft ass is safe behind that computer screen. Enjoy.
Illiterate, mental midget, redneck clowns. You're on Facebook acting like this is a good thing and this is like great for America and you support it. You're so fucking stupid. It's embarrassing. I hate your guts. You don't deserve to be alive. But I feel bad for you that you're this fucking stupid. How is anybody so motherfucking dumb that they think a deal where Iran is going to keep the strait closed, charge people to pass through it, keep their enriched uranium, and has sanctions lifted on all the oil so they can sell the oil they weren't able to sell before, and you think that that's good for America and bad for Iran? You must be the dumbest motherfucker that's ever lived. How pitiful, bitch. And now you got this dying hospice, neck pussy, orange face, dirty diaper, fucking cankle, swollen cankle, pants shitting pedophile. This saggy tit fat pedophile got you convinced that mail-in voting is the worst thing ever, and he votes by mail in every election, you stupid gullible redneck bitch. Goddamn, I wish I could laugh in your face right before I fucking spit in it, you stupid fucking redneck. make a
He is indescribably stupid.
Yeah, Infinite, that's cool.
I fail. I cannot come up with a combination of words in the English language that fully describe just how breathtakingly, staggeringly stupid this man is. I want to play a clip of him saying something stupid. Of course, he says stupid things nearly every time he speaks. And you have heard him say something like this.
Hold up.
Heard him say.
There's things that Trump has done that have helped the country fundamentally.
Like what?
Secured the border.
How?
He let in less illegals.
Hey, he's deporting less criminals.
Y'all hear how
not
dumb he
true.
sound?
He's only deporting 5% of violent convicted criminals compared to when Barack Obama was president. 92% of the people we were deporting were convicted criminals, and of the 92%, 81% were deemed by the federal government as the worst of the worst. They're more focused on going up to job sites and rounding up people that are working instead of El Chapo's best friends and violent terrorists, rapists, and bad people inside of our country.
All right, Isaiah, I don't want to debate you. You're too well informed.
That's kind of how that goes. At least he was honest about it.
There's things that Trump has done that have.
So you don't know what you're talking about. You're
I
just
do know
going
what I'm
lapping
talking
up
about.
Trump's nuts for nothing.
I'm not licking his fucking nuts, dude. I would never do that. That's fucking insane. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Trump has the balls to rein the chaos of the liberals in, and he's doing some stuff that's a little bit aggressive. And I'm conservative, and I mean, at least I can point out his flaws.
What chaos? What chaos is he trying to rein in?
You know, the whole like women's in or men and women's sports. Just sort of like, you know, this gaslighting by, you know, the liberals that's out there to sort of get everybody crazy, right?
That's what you're concerned about right now?
I'm concerned that the liberals are just insane, and you know, I mean, what sort of points are they pushing? You're pushing like emotion. You're not pushing logic and reality.
So you mean it? You mean to tell me that we've got war in the Middle East that we're spending $2 billion a day for? Our energy bills are up by more than 13%.
Money well spent. That's money
Healthcare
well
premiums are up by more than 26%. We literally have tariffs that bankrupted more farmers in the first quarter of last year than all the previous year combined. The Strait of Hormuz is literally blockaded. We don't know how high oil is currently going to go. Gas prices are going through the roof. Our government is spending way more money than it did last year and the year before that. And your excuse is some amorphous issue that you made up in your head, social issue.
No, I live in the
Why?
Bay Area, man, so it is a true issue, and it's something that I disagree with. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there that you're talking about. You talked about, I don't know, maybe 10 different things that I agree with. Some of them I can see as bad, but you know, I mean,
But
just
you're
like
more concerned. You're more concerned
earlier
about
stuff-
some
earlier
fake
stuff like the
men and
racism
women's
against,
sports, right?
like racism against,
Right, like
Jews,
that
like
makes a lot.
colleges.
Like that makes a
Like-
lot of sense, right?
Like racism against Jews at some of our higher education places. You know, he put a stop to that. That was pretty insane.
How did he put a stop to that?
Because he withheld money from these institutions until they agreed to not let racism persist on these campuses.
You don't think that racism still persists on college campuses?
I mean, I think it does, but I think it's less, you know, out there than it previously.
So how did it stop? How did it stop? That's what I want to know.
I think that they declared, you know, they started enforcing that if the
How?
people that were pro-Palestinian and were anti-Semitic, that they would, you know, be kicked out of the university. They would actually hold them accountable for the things that they were doing.
What do you mean by that? Like what?
Yeah, I would assume people being, you know, kicked out of college, expelled from school, I don't
Kicked
know.
out of school for what, though?
For being anti-Semitic.
Like, give me an example.
All the people that were on college. I mean, I don't know. I'm not there. I
What do you mean
graduated
you
from
don't
college,
know?
thank God, a long time ago.
What do you mean you don't know?
I do know. I do know. I mean, that
So give me an example of this thing that Trump got someone suspended and kicked out of campus for. I'm really curious about this.
They held them accountable to
How?
not allow anti-Semitism by withholding money.
Like what? Give me an example of this thing that you say exists, that you say is more important than war, inflation, and everything else. You say that this is a very important
I think
issue.
the war is
so
great.
give me,
I
so
mean,
give me,
I think it's-
so just give me an example of this happening, and that what Trump did got that person kicked.
I've been reading the comment sections of some of my videos, and one of the comments just keeps coming up. It keeps coming up, and it keeps coming up. That I'm a fearmonger. I'm fear-mongering. All the bullshit that I heard back in 2022 on how gas prices were just overblown. Nobody could afford anything. 2023, gas prices were overblown. Nobody can afford anything. 2024, gas prices were significantly lower than what they are right now. Biden's last day in office, we were spending $2.79. That's how much I spent. I get my gas in Missouri. And I'm fear-mongering. You don't understand. Our country has never gone through what it's going through right now. So nobody can accurately say how this story is going to end. No one can. Not only is there an affordability crisis right now, but we have an extremely low gas fuel shortage. Fuel drives everything in this country. We're like at the tipping point. And nobody knows the ending of the story. We can't even see the fucking pages. The person who is in charge of our country right now refuses to acknowledge that we have a problem. The majority of my followers right now are either elderly, I'm talking 65, they're in their 50s. I really don't have a younger audience. I don't. I can show you. These are people that are retired. They're out of work. There's no way that they can work. They're senior citizens. They're either working and collecting Social Security. They don't have the time of their youth on their side. I'm 52. I don't have the time of my youth. I can't work another 20 fucking years. It's impossible. I mean, I can't do the job that I'm doing now. My body won't let me. My body's breaking down as we speak. I wake up in the morning, my knees are fucking killing me. They're swollen. Whenever I get home from work, I can't fucking move sometimes. I just...
All right, y'all. Let's play a game. The name of the game is White Boy Who Is Judge's Son Comes Up Missing After Going Out with a group of black people on their boat. And it happens in Mississippi. Let's play this game. Come on now. You want to look at shit objectively? Let's go all the way. Let's go balls deep with this shit. The question is it going to be a missing persons or an accidental death investigation? Or is it going to be a full-on homicide investigation? With the owner of the boat, the black owner of the boat, and yes, I am driving hands-free. With the black owner of the boat be free to walk the street? Or do you think that there would be a lot of eyes on him from law enforcement? Do you think he'd be in jail? What do you think his bond would be set at? That's the interesting question.
I like the way this dude think.
Would his bond be a reasonable bond? Would his bond be set high? Would they say that, and in Mississippi they could do this, this is potentially a capital case, so we're not going to set any bond at all? What do y'all think would happen here?
You know.
Hi, I'm Isaiah Martin. I'm a former candidate for the United States Congress, and I'm here today surrounded by 20 MAGA Republicans. My first surrounding claim is that Trump's mass deportation policy is making us less safe.
It's interesting that you claim that because according to the DHS, 70% of the people who have been deported so far have been criminals, either caught in the act. Yes. I'm surprised you're surprised. You ran for Congress and you don't know this?
That's what those numbers said?
That is 70%. The other 30% are people who went through the entire immigration process and had some sort of deportation detainer. So that is 700,000 people were deported like that. 1.9 million people self-deported so far. That's all DHS data. It's publicly available. You can look it up. So how are you standing for criminals? Is that what you're doing right now?
Of interior removals, 70% of the people deported literally have not been convicted criminals. What are you talking about? That's according to DHS.
That's according to DHS? Where are you getting your data from?
DHS.
What day? This is like just recently.
From up to October or mid-October of this year.
So we're going to need a fact check on this because I literally checked yesterday.
They're not convicted criminals. 70% of the people deported are not convicted criminals under interior
They
removals.
were people, so they were people that had either been convicted criminals.
No.
Or they had, we're like at a stalemate because now you're claiming something and I'm claiming something from the same source. So
70% of the people that have been deported under interior removals are not convicted criminals, and that is a fact.
That's not a fact.
It literally is.
It's 70%. I'm telling you, I looked it up.
I think you got it upside down.
At the end of the day, it is what's happening. They literally publish the photos of everybody who's being deported.
So I didn't realize that they posted every single photo on Twitter.
No, they published the majority of them, yeah. But there's data.
Really?
This is, yeah. I mean, you're hitting back at me.
You're saying they
data
deported hundreds of thousands of people and they post pictures of every single one.
They're not posting. See, this is what you're doing here is you're building like this false deflection around it. I didn't say everybody. I said they're posting photos of people who are being deported. Yes.
So that means that they're deporting.
They're posting, bro. I don't know if you're acting stupid or you're purposely just like misconstruing what I'm saying. Yeah.
But here's my argument. Under Barack Obama, of those that were deported under interior removals, 92% of them were convicted criminals. Of that 92%, 81% of them were considered tier 1, worst of the worst per se. I think that is something that makes us a lot more safe than literally roaming around to go get grandmas in CVS that speak Spanish or going to that construction
that's an absolute
on a job site.
That's an absolutely false narrative because that's actually
that's just what the facts say. I mean,
that's
the
not
facts
what's
just
happening.
don't really care about
You just
reality.
see this is common with what the left does. You guys just
the left loves facts.
No,
that's kind of how that goes.
That's not what you guys do at all. What for anybody watching at home, this is what they do. They get a piece of data, they fabricate a narrative around it, and then they try to sell it to you as the truth when in fact it's not.
Your data.
So
your data.
I mean, I came here.
This is Trump's own website.
I came here with a piece of data. You completely rewrote it in real time.
No, I gave you the facts.
You completely rewrote it. I mean, I'm surprised you ran for Congress. Like he said, you're one of the most disingenuous, dishonest people that I've ever met in my entire life. I was literally taken aback for a second. I was like, how? Like I looked this up yesterday. How is this guy sitting here lying so blatantly? You should be ashamed. No, seriously, dude. And I can see it in your face. No, you literally just sat here and lied. And you're like breaking down in real time.
I think I'm doing pretty good.
It's so incredibly So tell me, why are you so in favor of criminals being in this country?
I just told you that 70% of the people that Trump is supporting literally are not convicted criminals for interior removals. I mean, I don't understand what about this.
You really buy into that narrative that little grandmas are walking around. Oh my God! Oh, let's get grandma. Let's kick her out of the country.
That's literally what they're doing.
That's not what they're doing. Cite one case like that.
Of what? Of
One case
you're
of
try-
the
you're
little
trying- you're
grandma
trying
standing
to-
at the taco stand getting deported.
You
You can't cite it. There we go. There we go. You can't cite.
Are you denying the fact that
No.
70% of the people
I'm
that
holding
they're
you to
deporting-
account because that's the narrative you're just running with, and then you can't cite a specific example.
What I'm telling you
Again, this man is deeply disingenuous. Thank God you're out of politics. We don't need more lying politicians like you.
What we don't need.
We
are
don't
people
need
that
more
come
lying
on
politicians
and
like you.
just go
I'm
and
running
try
for
to-
Congress too. I'm actually
running
still
for
in the
Congress?
race. Yes. In
Okay.
Hollywood, Glendale, Burbank, and Pasadena. We need people who tell the truth. We don't need liars like you.
When this episode comes out and they show the fact check and you are miserably wrong, as you clearly
I'm not going to be wrong.
And they
because I
show
looked it
this
up.
is going to be really beautiful when America gets to
You're
watch the
looking at
fact
the
that
clock.
the person running to be
You're
your
looking at
next
the clock.
congressman literally cannot read data.
This guy's breaking
Because
down in real time. He's like looking at the clock. He's like,
of
please
the
get me
people-
out of here.
I think I'm doing pretty
You looked
good.
at the clock, dude. You're breaking down in real time. I can see your face is like twitching.
I think I'm just chilling.
You don't seem like it.
Because here's the reality, is that under Barack Obama, we know that we focus more on the convicted criminals. And you guys just aren't. I'm sorry that the numbers don't back up what you're talking about, but that's just
They
the
literally
reality.
do. They literally do.
This is just going to be just so beautiful because when they show this fact check, we're just
Yeah.
going to, I guess, one of us is going to go viral over this, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Pause.
How can a guy be so confident in something and be so wrong?
I think we paused.
Pause.
Okay. Well,
This is going to be a great fact check, I will say.
One of the issues that Trump mainly won on was immigration from both sides. And I find disingenuous this selective outrage to what makes it safe.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of children missing and not accounted for since the open borders. We have $150 billion
I see y'all getting triggered in the chat.
spent from American taxpayer dollars to house and educate and give welfare to illegal aliens. This
Like what?
takes away.
Give me an
this-
example of that.
Well, I mean, just look in New York, the $12 billion spent on housing immigrants in hotels. Just alone in California, $23 billion was taken away from our educational system to support illegal immigrants. Is that safe for the hardworking American, for the veterans who have to wait behind illegals who get fast-tracked in their health care? Is that safe for them? Now, I probably find agreement with you that
Absolutely, Norbert was good. Salute.
people who want to do it the right way, there should be less bureaucracy. There should be people who want to contribute to the American dream, who are here in good faith. My father's an immigrant. My grandparents are immigrants. But you have to do it the right way. And sometimes when you have such irresponsible management of the borders, as we've seen with open borders for the last few years,
So what is
there
Donald-
will be
Question.
sometimes an overcorrection.
What is Donald Trump doing to make it easier to do things the right way?
Well, he's closed the borders. That's number one.
No, that's not what I asked you. I said, what is he doing to make it easier to come across the border the right way?
Well, he's making new policies
Like
where,
what?
well, he has to ensure that they're actually asylum seeking.
No, that's not what I asked, though. What is he doing to make it easier for because you just said that you support making
Legal
it easier
immigration.
for legal immigration,
Yes,
right? I think
yes.
that we all probably should agree with that.
Yeah.
What is he doing to advance that goal?
Well, the first thing you do is you have to cut off the huge drain of open border policy where
That's not what I asked you.
Okay, well, again, and I think the
Can
theme
you just
here,
tell me
the
one
theme
thing,
here
one-
today
one
is well, he's
possible
shut
thing?
the borders.
That's not what I asked you.
But that's a major thing. You
I asked
have
you,
to
what
start at the root
specific
cause
thing
and
is
go
he
from
doing
there. Well,
to
I
make
mean,
it easier for people to legally come into this country.
well, I know when
He
he
ain't
was
closed
in the
shit,
first term,
no.
he
We're
had
not
the
talking-
Remain in
we're not
Mexico policy. I'm not sure of the exact policies, but what he's doing
So
is
nothing.
working. He has, again, you're skirting away from the issue.
So nothing.
Americans put Trump in office because
So
they
if a
saw
central
if
pillar-
Kamala was still in office, we
So-
would have
so if
open
a-
borders
so if-
and it
so
would
if
be
a
even
central
more
pillar-
unsafe.
If a central pillar to your argument is making it easier for legal immigration into this country, And you cannot tell me one specific example of anything he's doing for people to come across legally. And how does any of that make any sense?
You're turning my words around. I do think it should be easier for the right people to come in legal
So
ways.
then what is he doing to advance that?
But again, in the meantime, we have a big problem of
So you-
illegals, many
you
of them
don't have
criminals.
anything.
When you talk about people who talk about unsafety, let's talk about Lincoln Riley, an American who was just jogging and living her life and was brutally murdered by an illegal alien. Is that safe? Is that safe to let people who are gang members and nationalists and drug cartels into our country with the fentanyl crisis a real thing? Is that safe for our kids? So let's not skirt the issue.
What happened to Laken Riley, I think every American agrees was absolutely horrific. I think we can say it. And it's just like, for example, when Molly Tibbetts was killed under the Trump administration by an undocumented person in this country. This happens across, and every time it happens, it is wrong. And I think we all should say that. Any person that commits a violent crime needs to be locked up, deported. We all agree with that. But here's the central problem, is that what you're focused on is rounding up people in this country that have not been convicted of a crime. That does not make us more safe. Because when you have,
that's a blanket statement.
that's just simply the facts.
Trump has run on criminals, violent criminals first.
Let me ask
That's
you.
what
Let me ask you a question. Of those people that are sitting in ICE detention facilities right now, how many do you think have been convicted of a violent crime? Just take a guess.
I could not. I trust the Trump
Take a
administration.
guess.
I
Just
don't
throw
know.
a number. Just take it. What do you think it could be?
Well, 100% because they're all illegal. And
I said convicted of a violent
No,
crime.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I said how many have been convicted of a violent
It doesn't matter.
crime?
Why have they not filed the papers? Why
I
are they
just
taking advantage of the
asked
systems?
you,
It doesn't matter. All of them.
What percentage
100.
of these 100% you think about only
Because if they're there
only
illegally-
5% of the people in ICE detention facilities today have been convicted of a violent
Are
crime.
they here undocumented?
5%.
Are they here undocumented?
5%. 5%.
Are they here undocumented? Wait. Are they here undocumented?
But this just screams about what people are seeing in this country. You literally believe that 100% of the people
If
in
they're
ICE detention facilities
undocumented-
have been convicted of a violent crime.
Okay,
Only
not
5%.
violent. I said a crime
I
is that
asked you
they're
about violent
undocumented.
crime.
I don't know the statistic of violent crime, but do you
I just
understand why they're
asked
there
you.
in the first place?
You just told me that
Okay.
number was 100%.
Okay, they're undocumented 100%. The priority we should all agree on should be violent crime first.
95% of the people in ICE detention facilities have not been convicted of a violent crime.
I don't think that's a true statistic.
That's a fact from DHS itself.
I don't.
Pause. You've been voted.
My next surrounding claim is that Doge was a complete and total failure.
I think Doge didn't do as much as we wanted it to do, and I think part of it had to do with the fact that Elon Musk had to be out of the office in 120 days in the administration because he wasn't a government employee. I think part of that also has to do with the fact that Biden increased to almost 1.9, but $2 trillion in our national debt, and he was the one who printed 40% of the dollars circulating in America right now in 2022, which created more inflation, which created more spending in our government. We're spending and paying for people to have transgender balls in places like Europe and, you know,
Where is that? Where is that happening?
well, it's not happening anymore because we cut
Where was that
USAID.
happening?
Well, it was happening.
Where?
I can't remember the exact country, but I know that
You don't know the country, but you say that it's happening?
it happened. Is
It
what I said.
happened?
It did happen. Yeah.
Where? I don't think that
I'm
that
sure when
happened.
you rewatch it, you can.
That
look at
didn't
it.
happen.
It did happen. It did happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had funding for things that are outside of the country for transgender balls, transgender plays,
balls.
transgender balls. Yes, they exist.
Okay.
As well as condoms for places like in the Middle East.
Do you know why that is?
Why we paid for condoms for other countries?
Yeah. Do you know why that is?
Go ahead and tell me.
To prevent the spread of AIDS.
Well, maybe they should. What to prevent the spread
Don't
of AIDS?
you think that if we can prevent the spread of AIDS, that helps the world?
I think that we
and
should
Americans
probably.
in this country?
I think that financially.
Because I would say that something that can spread across borders, something like AIDS, keeping that down is a really
Well,
good
it
thing
doesn't
for
spread
America.
across borders if we keep the people
Really?
who aren't supposed to be here out
So
of our
people don't get
country.
on planes and travel? So someone doesn't go visit, so an American citizen doesn't go to a place that in the Middle East like you're describing and then come back to America? That doesn't happen? So preventing the spread of of AIDS in their countries can help us prevent the spread in our country.
Why don't we?
Oh,
Why don't we? Why don't we not pay for for other countries' healthcare, and we pay for our healthcare, considering our healthcare because of Obamacare just this year is about to spike because it got pushed off artificially by the Biden administration. He artificially pushed off a lot of things.
I'm sure we could talk about healthcare till we're blue in the face, right? But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that Doge.
You think we should prioritize paying for condoms in other countries?
You approved more dollars to national debt than any other president in the history of this country. Congratulations.
I didn't do anything.
Well, that's what Donald Trump did. That's what the Republicans you voted for did. The reality
Do you know how much it increased under Biden? $900 billion.
Doge was
$900 billion.
If Doge was to exist to go and cut spending for the American people, that did not happen. And might I remind you, if you want to go talk about the amount of debt approved by each president, Donald Trump approved during his whole term $8.4 trillion. If you want to talk about what he approved in terms of without COVID-related spending, that's about $4.8 trillion within his first term. Joe Biden approved $4 trillion total, $2.4 trillion of which happened of non-COVID related spending. The result of it doesn't matter what you're talking about because Joe Biden approved half the amount of debt than your savior, Donald Trump, did.
I don't consider him
That's
my
a
savior.
fact.
Jesus Christ is my savior. Let's make that clear. Donald Trump, I don't think Donald Trump is a Republican personally. I think he's a Democrat and he's
now he's a Democrat. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he always has
been. It's news for me.
Really? Maybe
he
you
just
should-
ran for president as a Republican, 3 times? He's
to win.
So he's not a Republican, but he ran as a Republican?
What has he spent his whole life doing?
He's literally, so people can't change?
People can't change.
So you're now saying that Donald Trump is not a Republican. That's news to me.
Yeah, I
think
don't
that would
think
be
he is
news
a
for
Republican.
the majority of Americans that are watching him literally just run for president as a Republican 3 times.
You can register as a Republican because you can win as a Republican. He's openly said, I would
So-
register as an independent, but I'm not an independent and I won't win as one.
I just
Or do you think that they're
I
just trying
think
to
that it's alarming
win?
to me that we're now in 2025 and your argument is about whether or not Trump is a real
That's
Republican
not my
because
argument.
you're trying to deflect from the fact that Trump
I'm not
didn't do what he
deflecting.
said he was going to do with Doge. If you promise to go cut $2 trillion worth of spending and that does not happen, that's something that you have to be held accountable for. When you run on an idea of cutting $200 billion worth, that's something that you have to answer for. And for the millions of people in this country that actually thought that you guys were going to deliver them Doge checks, they're going to be waiting for it
I don't
because
think,
you're not going to
you know
actually
what?
do it.
I don't think a lot of people expected that because, Trump isn't Biden who is handing out $2,000 to people for sitting at home.
That never happened.
Or, saying you don't have to, I got a check.
Oh, you're talking about this? You're talking about the
stimulus check
that Trump also gave?
I don't agree with stimulus checks. So what are you talking about?
What are you talking? Because Doge made these promises about a Doge check. What are you?
Doge made the promises about
Yes,
a Doge check?
Elon made these.
Okay, well,
promises.
Elon's
And the
not
same
my
thing with
president.
Donald Trump.
Elon's not my
Donald
president.
Trump also said that he would support that as well. What are you?
If it was
talking about?
available, he said he would support it.
Oh, if
He
it was
didn't-
available, that's what it
Yeah.
is now.
Yes.
What's so funny about this whole
Okay, give me a laugh.
what conservatives do is that you guys can never take personal responsibility.
Says the people. Says the.
You can't do it.
I'm really sorry, but I can't hear
You
that
promise
from the
these
side of
things,
the aisle that
and
is
you didn't
pro-choice, who can't even take accountability.
You'll do
for
any.
people's
You'll do
between their
anything.
legs. I
You'll do
just can't.
anything to distract from Doge. You'll do anything to distract. From that. Because that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
You've tried to move the conversation a million different places, but the facts is that you cannot answer for the fact that you didn't go cut the spending that you're talking about. And the government of the United States is spending more money than it did last year. That's a fact that you can't run out of. So they.
I
didn't
guess I
decrease
wouldn't
spending.
know the exact number.
So
Why
we
don't you
didn't-
enlighten me?
So we didn't decrease.
What's the exact number?
The
Can you tell
national
me?
debt's going up by $2.3 trillion. The deficit 1.8. You don't even know.
But that was already projected to do so. Even before Trump was in office,
supposed to go up.
economists said we were going to go into recession and we were going too high in our spending. It was already happening.
So
and
you
things
ran
that
a
are happening
campaign
and
on
things
cutting
that are
spending.
I didn't run any campaign. And things that are happening right now, inflation takes 12
We're
to
talking about Doge and spending.
I'm
what are
talking,
you talking
about the price. You're the one who brought in the amount of spending we're doing this year. And honestly,
Because that's what the argument that we're talking about is. You can't deflect from this.
I'm not
You're spending
deflecting.
more
I'm
money
showing
than
you.
what you.
Everything that's happening now in our economy is because of the pushback.
We're talking about Doge. Stay focused.
Pause. We're out of time on this one. Thank you.
My final surrounding claim is that Trump is terrible for the economy.
So I guess on the economy point, do you want to talk about tariffs or do you want to talk about the one big beautiful bill? Because those were kind of the two biggest points.
About tariffs, whatever you want to talk about.
Sure. So I guess on tariffs, I mean, do you think that it is a good thing that other countries have tariffs on the United States and that those are allowed to go unchecked?
I think that when it comes to the American consumer, you guys raise people's prices by putting tariffs in place.
I mean, that wasn't the question I asked.
I think that's the result of the policies that you push.
Okay, so would you agree that it is a bad thing that other countries have tariffs on the United States?
It depends.
I don't think, well, okay, well, I guess I don't think it's a good thing for our businesses that they have to be charged to export their industries to other countries. I think that it is a better thing for American businesses to boom if we get other countries, like we've seen in the UK and with EU trade agreements being negotiated out, so that we can get other countries to take their tariffs off of us. And that was the original point
Did the United
of the
Kingdom
tariffs.
take their tariffs off of us?
We had a new trade agreement that had them lower their tariffs on the United States.
Did they take them off?
They lowered them.
So let me ask you a question. What would be the purpose of enacting tariffs on a country like Canada?
On Canada, well, you want to protect certain industries, and Canada also has a lot of tariffs on the United States, and to get them to have a trade agreement with the United States on that, I don't think it's.
Didn't we have free trade?
I don't think
with
it's
Canada?
a. I don't know. I don't think.
What was the United States Mexico Canada agreement?
Yeah, that wasn't in effect when Donald Trump took office.
Who negotiated the United States Mexico Canada agreement?
Look, I don't think it
negotiated
is not
it?
a good thing.
Who negotiated
It's not a good.
Do you know what
thing
it
when
is?
Other it is not.
This dude don't even know what the hell he talking about.
Do you know what it is?
when
You
other
don't know what it is, do
countries
you?
Yes, I do.
What is it? Explain it.
Yeah, it was a trade agreement between the United States that overturned the previous NAFTA agreement.
And so what did it do?
It established the parameters for
So who negotiated it?
It was Donald Trump.
So Donald Trump negotiated the USMCA.
Yeah, we need to
the free trade agreement that was governing over the
again,
United
it wasn't
States.
free trade. We need to renegotiate these trade agreements.
What
of
is
course.
what does NAFTA stand for?
North American Free Trade Agreement? That's what was
that
before
sounds
Donald Trump.
Like free trade.
Yeah, again, that was before. That wasn't.
And so
that wasn't in
and
effect when Donald Trump
And
took
so
over
then
in
US
2005.
yes it was. And so well, first of all, the USMCA was effectively the same thing as NAFTA.
No, it wasn't.
And so what changed?
I mean, the trade parameters changed, but like I said, I don't think it's a good thing.
Name one.
What do you mean?
What
name
changed?
One? I mean, for starters, lumber. The way that we trade lumber with Canada changed.
How?
I don't know the actual intricacies of the USMCA, but what I will say is I don't think it's a good thing.
So we have free trade with Canada.
I don't think it's a good thing when countries
So
like
why
the
did you
EU
go and put tariffs on a country that we had free trade with? What gets better than free?
Well, I guess with Canada, there's also the.
I mean, I didn't
There's,
know
also, there's also the added part.
something better
There's
than
also
free,
the,
right?
There's also the added part with Canada that they were spreading propaganda into the United States, which isn't a good thing. That we have an ally spreading propaganda into the United States.
That has nothing to do with what.
Yes, it is.
I'm just asking you.
Tariffs are a means
Why did you
of having
put tariffs
negotiating
on a
power over
country
other
that we had free trade with? It was free.
Yeah, because they're pumping propaganda into the United States.
They were pumping propaganda into the United States. How?
What do you mean how?
How?
It was like during the World Series, Canada propaganda to the United States. Of course, we're going to put tariffs on them for that. We
They
shouldn't have.
showed a commercial of Ronald Reagan in his own words.
Yeah,
so
we
that
shouldn't-
means
we shouldn't
that
have other countries.
So
that
wait a
are
second.
Allies
So
come
wait.
in and
So wait a
counter-signaling
second.
the president
So
of the
wait a
United
second.
States.
So you just made Americans pay more for everything that comes from Canada because they showed a commercial you didn't like. That sounds like being a snowflake, if you ask me.
We should be holding our allies accountable.
Why are
when they
conservatives so
counter-signal the United States
sensitive?
of America.
This is what happens when you have conservative government. They're so sensitive. They're over here raising your prices because they had a commercial that you don't like.
Tariffs don't raise prices. There was just a study
What?
from, I believe, Use Chicago that came out that tariffs actually don't raise the prices of
Why
goods.
would you go put tariffs on a country we had free FREE trade with?
I think that we have a strategic advantage of having our lumber industry here in the United States. I don't want to be reliant
What
upon
did these
Canada for
tariffs
lumber.
do to go and achieve that aim?
Yeah, it makes it more expensive for imports to come to the United States so that businesses can
So
relocate
now-
back to America.
So now, if your disagreement was tariffs on lumber, your answer now is for tariffs on everything.
Again, yeah, you want to establish leverage for future trade agreements. That's how trade agreements work. That's how negotiations work.
And the leverage is to go and charge for something you are getting largely for free.
Again, because you want to
Free.
have a strategic advantage of making it in the United States,
Free.
obviously.
Free, and you've heard, and you've heard,
okay, you can
and
keep
you've
spamming
and you've
free.
and you've heard, and you've heard American businesses that does stuff with Canada as a result of that. The amount of trade that we've had for American companies that do business with Canada has decreased as a result of these policies. And now what's also happening is that Canada is now going all around the world to go look for other partners. It's why, for example, they're meeting with India, why they're meeting with the European Union. And when they go find these new partners, they're not going to want to go buy as much from the United States. So you know what these policies did because you guys were offended about a commercial? You sent our trade partners all the way around the world. You raised our prices as a result, and you screwed
Again,
over
that's
American
all it's
businesses.
about.
And
Other
that's not
co- other
something that's
countries-
good for the American people.
You want to talk about Canada, but you don't.
Pause. You've been voted out. Thank you.
Some repairs only get...
All right, this is brutal, brutal, brutal for MAGA commentator Ben Shapiro, who has been rapidly losing his audience on YouTube and other platforms, and is now being forced to defend some of his earlier predictions about Donald Trump's second term. He just went on the podcast of Sam Harris, and Sam Harris talked to Ben Shapiro roughly 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, right when Donald Trump was taking office, and almost everything that MAGA commentator Ben Shapiro predicted at the time has aged very poorly regarding tariffs, regarding all other things. And you're going to be seeing this more and more often. Top MAGA pundits and commentators who can no longer defend Trump in an effective manner, so just decide not to. They decide to jump ship, or they decide to act like they weren't even in favor of Trump in the first place. We will not let that happen. We will hold them accountable, and we will make sure they listen to their dumbass predictions from 2 years ago or so. I mean, Donald Trump's own son, Donald Trump Jr., was tweeting out, "We'll never start an Iran war. It'll be so nice to have a president who never, ever starts a war with Iran." And now we are so deep into an Iran war that we can all feel it on a day-to-day basis. We can all feel it. Before we even jump into this clip, I want to highlight this clip of CNBC anchor Jim Cramer stuttering for 15 seconds.
Here you are, barking like a seal, clapping your hands for something in a conflict in a country that you couldn't even name.
I was not voting for Biden because of the whole situation that was going on with that.
Like what?
Now with Trump, well, we was in a war with Russia when we went to, what's the spot Russia beefing with? That
You
war
don't
was
know.
going to be something.
You don't know.
I know the war.
You're
I'm
mad
trying to remember.
about a war you don't even know where it is.
All right, so it's not that I don't know where it is. The problem is,
So wait a second. Hold up, wait. So you couldn't vote for Biden because of a war that you don't even know where it is.
no. First of all, I'm sorry. I jumped on your live trying to explain myself. Let me calm down, gather my thoughts, and figure out what I'm saying to you. What I'm trying to say to you is, the whole war that Biden had started, right? With
Biden
Russia.
had started. How did Biden start a war? I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so when Russia had...
It's very apparent that no one seems to know why we're here. It just seems as if many are just sitting here going with the emotions. And it makes sense because the game is rigged. We already know this way the situation's going to be. Many of you that are Republicans that are looking at you guys understand the game. You got to get Trump's endorsement. That's the name of the game to be a Republican nowadays. And you know very clearly that Trump told every single one of you that he needs 5 seats, is what he said. So why do we play this game where we come here to an empty chamber in which all of you pretend as if you don't know what's going on when you already know what the situation is? But the real conversation that we should be having, that I want every single one of you to understand, is that there will be a retaliation for that. You've seen states like California say that they will gerrymander Republicans out of their states. You see the same thing in Maryland. The same thing is